shit. Okay. Hi everyone. Welcome to my last live stream while I'm in Toronto. I am leaving this place very soon. But I wanted to do one last ride. Because there's actually somewhere I gotta be and I was gonna take a bike, so why not bring you along with me? So as usual, I don't have my nice stream set up while I'm on holiday here, so you're gonna have to wait with me for a while I set up the stream on the YouTube side and while we wait for some people to start shuffling in. I love how this does not show up in the YouTube Studio app. Like, come on, YouTube. They really assume that when you're streaming, you're going to be sitting at your computer. And they make it extremely difficult to do from mobile. Hello, everyone. Here, look at some bike share docs while I get this set up. Last stream while I'm in Toronto. Okay, that's set up. That's set up. Check. Check, check. 1 2 1 2. Yeah, blue sky today, nice weather. Can you hear me all right? Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Sorry, as I said, normally this is all the stuff I do while I have that stream starting soon screen up, but I can't do that here. And I'm just going to pull it up on YouTube here for... do that here. Yeah, okay. Pull it up on YouTube for my own sanity. What happened at the end of the last stream? I ran out of mobile data on my crappy Canadian SIM, which may happen again. I added some more mobile data, but mobile data is insanely expensive in Canada. It is actually literally disgraceful how expensive it is. And I ran out of my, whatever it was, 5 gigs. Because believe it or not, live streaming video from a bicycle on the internet uses a lot of mobile data. Who would have thunk it, eh? Broadview. No, you will never guess where I am. But I am going to stop just before we get on our way properly. I'm going to stop at a Toronto landmark that everybody should know. Should we not guess? Is it a secret? You can guess all you want. I think you should get it. I'm just around the corner from it, I think. I don't come up here very often. How much did you pay for 5 gigabytes? It's like, well, it's $10 for the SIM. And they wanted $18 shipping, so I did not do that. I think it ended up being $45 plus tax, or $55 plus tax and SIM. Okay, didn't leave anything there while I was faffing about. I've been standing out here for like 40 minutes trying to get this stream started because I was having an issue. Turned out to be a flaky micro USB cable. Oh yeah, you want to see how many stopped? Oh, that guy stopped. Good job. Oh, he's in a branded car, maybe that's why. Did this guy stop? No, no. See, this is why we should have a crackdown on cyclists, because they do not stop at stop signs. I mean, this is a travesty. There's all this traffic and none of these cyclists is stopping at this stop sign.
And they're like, you're really deep. And they said this is stop.
Oh, good for you, Mr. Expedition. You made a full stop. There are electric assist bikes in bike share, and I am on one right now. In fact, that's one of the reasons I came up here to get this bike. It has very little battery life left, and there are so few electric bikes in bike share that... Okay, here's my complete stop. All right. I learned it by watching you, motorists. Just adjust that camera a little bit. Hopefully the video will be a little less bouncy today. I've strapped it down a bit harder. So we are heading over to our secret Toronto landmark that happened to be near where the only electric bike share bike downtown was. Yeah, that's it right up there. Oh, I forgot that it's like way up on a hill. Here we are at Casa Loma. And I am not going up there because it's way the hell up there. Can I get you a good view of it? So this is a castle. Because in Toronto, am I recording that? Survey says, yeah. In Toronto a long time ago, some rich dude built a castle. So his castle is up there. I don't know if you can see it through the trees, but he built himself a fucking castle. Let's go around and see if I can get a better view. And I think it's hilarious that the dude was so rich, he's like, I'm gonna build myself a castle on the hill. Casa Loma. I'm on an e-bike. Let's use what little battery I have left to go up to the castle on a hill. Oh shit, I should have known. Bike lanes, who needs bike lanes? Bike lanes are for Europeans. We don't do that here. I'm gonna regret coming up here, aren't I? Because there's gonna be no safe way to cycle down. Hey, is there a safe way to cycle down from Casa Loma? Ultimately, I'm going out to the Danforth. Here we are at the giant rich dude's castle. Get a better view from over here, maybe. Whew. Look at that monstrosity. I mean, I know all castles are just rich dudes' houses, but this was built in like end of the 19th century. The Safeway's a car, yeah. Fucking hilarious. I love this thing. It's just so absurd. This is the house Hassan Piker bought, right? That camera is a little bit tilted. I'm going to fix that before I get going. Does it have a moat? Nope. It's got a big ass driveway though. I'm going to see if I can make that camera a little less crooked. I was making the camera a lot less wobbly, but I think in the process I ended up making it. So let's just see if I can change that very slightly without disconnecting the whole stream again. Come on, click in there, you little thing. You can do it. Yeah. Get there. Okay. I don't know. Is that any less crooked? I think that's what it's going to be. What do you expect, man? Is this professional streaming or something? I'm on a bloody bike share bike. Should be lucky you can see it at all. Okay. So yeah, what is the best way down from here? I mean, I'm gonna have to go along DuPont, right? Which is just brutal. Probably should have thought of this before streaming. Okay, yeah, there's Casa Loma. Davenport Road is considered to be a bike lane. That's good luck. Yeah, I gotta go back down that road I just came from to Davenport. And yeah, is that a real castle? Well, it is a castle that a rich dude built and lived in, so I mean, It's a castle as much as any other castle, but it's not a historic castle. I mean, it's a castle. Because all castles are rich dudes' homes. Okay, moving on. We've seen the fake castle. I love that that's a thing. And now let's go down the road. Back on the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. Ooh, this sucks. Good thing I'm getting to a recommended bike route here with a top quality Toronto bike lane. Designed for my safety. That painted gutter right over there. Come on, straighten up a bit. Okay, so most of the snow has melted. You know, people love to say we can't have bike lanes in Toronto because it's 6 months of winter. But most of the time, this is what winter in Toronto looks like. Some slushy snow, sunny, cold, but not really cold. Today we're fortunate because there's not too much snow, so it's not all piled up in the bike lane like it usually is. But yeah, this bike lane has been here for quite a few years. It's pretty crappy, but it is wider than most of them, I guess. So I don't feel like I'm totally taking my life into my hands. I mean, I am, but just a little bit. I do have to watch for ice, as Toronto doesn't really believe in proper winter maintenance. Stop sign. That's what I think of your stop sign. Okay, so I'm gonna follow this along until I get down to Bloor, I guess. This style of bike lane has been made obsolete here in the UK. This style of bike lane should be obsolete everywhere in the world. This is terrible. But the fortunate thing is that because it's the holidays, there's not too much traffic. A lot of the schools aren't back yet, so this is not too bad. Wouldn't want to come down here on a regular day, especially during rush hour. Okay, and turn right here. Whoa! Watch the manhole cover that's sunken into the ground. Onto the bridge. Oh yeah. Now, here's the thing. DuPont is super dangerous down here. Which way should I go? Let me actually stop and look at a map. Which is the least death-defying way to go when I'm here? I guess I just have to keep going down Davenport, right? Oh yeah, okay, and then I guess I could get to Bedford? Yeah. I'm gonna miss this light, aren't I? Maybe not. Ooh. I'm reminded why I never used to come here. I actually used to work out of the junction, and I could have cycled to work, but it would require cycling along here every day. And I took one look at it once and I was like, forget that. Thanks for parking here, buddy. Yeah, I had no interest in doing this every day to and from work. Why is it spelled Toronto when everyone calls it Toronto? Because people who live here call it Toronto, and people who don't call it Toronto. Okay, this camera is really crooked, and I think I'm going to stop and look at it again, because as much as the Dutch angle can be a cool effect, it can be easily overused. It's nice of that guy to get out of my bike lane right before I come here. Is anything in Canada pronounced like it's spelled? Yeah, Iqaluit. The capital of Nunavut. Okay, let's see. I think if I pull on this side, it'll straighten it up a bit. Yeah, there you go. Hi, jokers. Hey, we got Jokers in the chat, who is a truck driver who live streams on Twitch. That's J0RKERZZ. He's worth following. It's good fun to watch him driving his truck around Belgium and sometimes the Netherlands. Good to have you here, Jokers. Just hiding in the background. Yeah, no problem, man. Still good to have you here. Oh, there's another person cycling. It's not just me. I have company. And as well as lots of SUVs driving too close. And a guy pulling out. Oh, she actually noticed me. Good for you. Oh, no, she didn't. She was just straightening out her parking job. Okay, now we're coming up to Avenue Road. Wow, this road is a total shit show. This road is like 6 lanes wide, huge speeding problem. I wonder why. Cuts right through the city. No idea what the city's going to do about that, because that road is a problem. It's deadly. The great Canadian LTE. Yeah, well, you're gonna have to put up with some dropouts and stuff. It's the best I can do on Canadian LTE. But you know, when you're in a small town like Toronto, the signal can't be that good. Maybe if we were in a larger city, like there is no larger city in Canada. Oh, pavement quality is top notch as usual. Well, so here we have a buffer to the left of our gutter. Oh my God, it goes away and gets really, really narrow, and the snow is on the right hand side, and this sucks. But I don't think we need to be on this for much longer. I'm gonna come up soon. Right, makes sense. What is it? There is a little smaller street called Bedford Road that I'm gonna try to get to. How far away is that? Oh, never mind, I passed it already. All right. So then I got no choice. I'm either go to Yonge Street or I go to Bay Street. Are you riding a city bike? I am riding an e-bike from Toronto Bike Share. And it is a city bike, yeah. I love how your Canadian accent, your accent gets more Canadian. You get back home, yeah. I guess so, eh? It's like when you watch, there's a YouTuber called JJ McCullough who talks about Canadian issues, and he puts on a bit of a Canadian accent when he records, which is hilarious. Maybe I'll start sounding like him after a little while, but I'm leaving this place very soon. Just waiting on my COVID PCR test to come back, and we are getting out of here. The Netherlands requires testing before going back now. Oh, this is fun. I love it when they do this. So the cars go right across the bike lane. Sorry if I'm not looking at chat, I'm constantly looking over my shoulder. And now we get to ride here, right between the cars, just so that this guy can have a right turn lane. God, I hate this. What do you think of privately owned e-scooters? I don't really have a problem with e-scooters. I think the biggest, when people have a problem with e-scooters, it's almost always because they're not given enough space. I love it when I see photos of like 3 e-scooters parked on the sidewalk, and people are like, these things are terrible. Now I know that's not privately owned like you meant, but you'll see a photo of 3 e-scooters on a sidewalk and somebody ranting about them. Meanwhile, the sidewalk is 1 meter wide with the 3 e-scooters on it, and it's next to a 6-lane strode with turning lanes. I'm like, yeah, the problem's the e-scooter. Okay. Looks like I got some plastic sticks up ahead. They really blew the budget for this one. This is all right. I mean, by North American standards. They got a curb now. It's quite narrow. I wouldn't want to try to pass somebody down here, but thankfully today there's nobody else out here. Again, kind of holidays. Concrete curbs, big plastic sticks. They blew their budget on this 200 meters of road. Now we're getting to Yonge Street. I did a ride here in the summer where I went down Yonge Street. I ain't gonna do that again, but I am going to go down Yonge Street just briefly to get to Bloor. Thought that noise was my bike. No, it's just some construction up ahead. Okay. Now the question is, what do I want to do here? The last time I did this stream, I went across Bloor, and it was scary as hell because they had construction going on and the lane was closed. I don't think I really want to do that again. But I do need to make it out to the Danforth West. Maybe I'll take you guys on a bit of a ride at some other roads, mix it up a bit. Oh man, I am really not looking at chat because I'm watching for every pothole because they're kind of filled with icy water, slush, and snow. Nice of this guy to not park in the bike lane. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. But I think no matter what I do, I'm going to turn left here and then go down Sherburne. Did you hear about Rotterdam police opening fire on anti-lockdown protesters recently? I heard about the anti-lockdown protests, but I did not hear... Oh, pedestrian scramble. I did not hear that they opened fire. I'll have to read about that. Love pedestrian scrambles. This is one of only 2 in the city. The other one is down at Yonge and Dundas. Very few ways to cross the DVP, that's correct. Bloor east to Danforth isn't too bad. They made the bike lane much wider recently. Oh, that's good. I still don't think I'm gonna do it. Okay. This is Bloor Street. I'm gonna head east on Bloor Street. I think I'm gonna go south on Sherburne. What time is it? About 10 to 2. I think the bot needs to be a bit less aggressive. Yeah, I'll look into that. I think it's on its default settings. It does have a too many emotes thing. I do want to cut the emotes down because the chat is really, really hard for me to read in general on the bike. And when there's emotes flying up the screen, it's even harder. But we'll see. As these streams become more popular, it's going to start getting basically impossible to not reach, to be able to read people's chats unless they're super chats, which stay on the screen longer. How many people we got here? 178. That's not bad. Good stuff. Okay, I might even switch to my warmer gloves. It's kind of chilly in the shade, but not really. It's actually pretty good cycling weather. My hands just get easily cold. Apparently Edmonton has more pedestrian scrambles than Toronto. That's interesting. Okay. I think I'm gonna just ride nice and slowly here. Keeps the bumps down on the camera, and it's better for my blood pressure. I can't believe my wife used to bike along here every day to go to work, and there were no flexi sticks or curbs. But she said in rush hour it was just wall-to-wall traffic. So the cars were stopped, so they couldn't really do much to you, and you just cycled next to them. You need pogies. Yeah, probably. I have pogies on my bike at home. When I used to bike, I would put them on. Because my hands get cold really easily. I wear gloves as soon as it gets about 15 degrees, so I'm unusual that way. I think most people would be out here maybe even without gloves, to be honest. Most Canadians, anyway. The gridlock car lane was my buffer. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly it. Oops. Just give me a second. I am switching my gloves. Maybe I'll go through the light at least, so I don't have to wait for it again. What do you think of the TTC? The TTC can be pretty good. The biggest problem with it is that it hasn't really been substantially expanded in decades. Bus service in Toronto is decent for a North American city, even suburban bus service. Oh, my e-bike is almost out of juice. I got it on red right now. Maybe I am actually just going to stay along Bloor to Danforth. Gotta go. Good luck and happy cycling. Thank you, Murad. All right, let's go. Yeah, I bet when the electric motor runs out of battery on this thing, it just becomes a really heavy bike. I kind of like these electric assist bike share bikes, though. I just wish there were more of them. When I went to look, there were like 4 in the whole city. And this one by Casa Loma was the only one that was anywhere remotely close to downtown. The worst thing about e-bikes with Toronto bike shares, they don't charge while docked. Yeah, I agree. They obviously wanted to make them compatible with all the docks that were out there already, but it is frustrating that the docks have electricity, clearly, because, you know, there are lights and shit all over them, but they can't charge the e-bikes. So yeah, this thing is flashing red right now. We'll see how much longer I get on it. But I think I'm just going to ride out, because I'm basically going out to Danforth and Maine, which is a pretty good ride. One thing with Toronto is there's so much construction that you're always running into stuff like this. How do they charge the e-bikes? Swap batteries. From my understanding or reading their website, they take them off site to charge them. Cheers. Thanks, man. But I'm going to find out what happens to a Toronto Bike Share e-bike when it runs out of batteries. It was already low when I picked it up, so I kind of knew this was going to happen. This is Sherbourne Street. This is where I was going to go south. But you know what? Let's just go along Bloor. People have told me, multiple people have told me they've widened the lanes. Actually, you can see it here. You can see they painted over the buffer, and the buffer is now farther to the left. There is a concrete curb now, which I don't think was there when I was here in the summer. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh yeah, this was all closed in the summer. And there was parking here, but they've got rid of the parking and now they got a super wide bike lane. Luxury. This is like those extra wide lanes on that Seinfeld episode. Oh, wow. There's nobody behind me, I checked. Are people even allowed to move to the Netherlands during the pandemic? Oh yeah, the Netherlands doesn't care about the pandemic for the most part. It's actually really funny to me when people are protesting the lockdown measures in the Netherlands, and I'm like, guys, your lockdown measures are way less than like anywhere else. Cars are loud, I agree. Okay, bit of rough pavement here. Oh, this is way better than it was in the summer. Way better. This is like, actually, I'm kind of glad I came down here and to see the difference. Now the question is it any wider up here? Because this is where it used to be really dangerous for me, and I had so many close calls that I stopped. Oh, I stopped riding along here. Yeah, they made it wider. You can see just immediately to my left a black line where they've covered the old bike lane. This used to be deadly, and I remember coming through here and having so many close calls, especially in winter when all the snow would be in the bike lane. Hey, thanks for the $5, The Real All Pro. I showed your Strong Towns video to my family at Xmas, and they fought me at every point. Mostly that cities are prohibited from going bankrupt in 27 states. Yep. You can just say, no, cities aren't going bankrupt. They can't. It's illegal. No problem. Yeah, of course, what that means is that cities end up drastically cutting back on services, which is why the roads are complete garbage, which is why there's not enough affordable housing, which is all these other reasons. But cool that you showed that to your family. Good luck fighting the good fight. I should make sure I didn't miss any other super chats, because the chat does scroll reasonably quickly. I have to have the font pretty large to read it on a bike. Okay. So that back there was a little bit wider. This is the same as it used to be. And here we get the plastic sticks. Yeah, so I mean it's rough asphalt, but they've plowed and salted it. It's okay, I guess. It's better to be out here without anyone else because it's a little bit hard to pass sometimes. This is wider here, but these plastic sticks make it hard to pass. This is getting better. I mean, I just wish they could put this stuff at curb level. But it's better. Okay. But let's just get across the viaduct here. I never feel that safe here because the speed limit is 40 now, but this bridge is huge. It used to have a tram going across it a long time ago, but the tram was removed when the subway was built under it. And it was just turned into a huge highway. And I don't know what the original speed limit was, 70, 80. But it's still designed the same as that original highway, but now it has a 40 kilometer per hour speed limit. And you can guess approximately how many drivers go 40 kilometers an hour down that road, down that bridge. It is approximately 0. Go down Broadview to Riverdale Park to see the skyline. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Because last time I just rode straight across. Let's go see the skyline and have a sip of tea. It's a little celebration. We're not dying in a gutter. Let's go see the skyline. That's the thing with North American cities. They look really great as long as you don't look at them up close. Look at them from far away and they're really pretty. Oh God, the pavement quality is just, this is ludicrous. This is Broadview Avenue I've just turned down that is also, looks like it's been hit by meteorites. I used to live down here. This is a Riverdale neighborhood, which is now so horrendously expensive that I couldn't afford to buy here anymore. But once upon a time, it was just expensive instead of insanely expensive. And I used to live here. And I used to come down here quite often because that was the closest grocery store. Bike Curious had a great stream. We enjoyed SF, the Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah, that was his, what, 3-year anniversary or something? Bike Curious is great. You should really go follow Bike Curious. Bike Curious on Twitch. He streams every Sunday from San Francisco. He's a really good camera setup. He's definitely worth viewing. Bike Curious on Twitch. Go check him out. He was the first Twitch channel I ever paid to subscribe to. Oh, what the what is this? Come on. Fuck that. I'm going on the sidewalk. Jesus Christ. I hate this city sometimes. Oh. Do you watch Oh the Urbanity videos? I've seen some of them, yeah. I don't actually watch a huge number of videos, to be honest, because if I have time, I try to make my own videos. But they're doing a good job. They're worth watching. They're a lot kinder than I am. Sometimes maybe they're a better choice for sharing with some of your suburbanites in denial. Okay, let's go take a look at the skyline. Oh, it's a little early maybe. I'll cycle a little further now. So on my right here is Riverdale Park. Riverdale Park East, to be specific. Hey Jack, thanks for the £2. Ever want to run for transit minister? No, I'll stick with being YouTuber. It's an easier job. I have to deal with less shit. Thank you very much though for the £2. I appreciate it. This, I mean, really, honestly, really? Fuck's sake. Now I'm going to use this opportunity to briefly dock my bike share dock and reset my time. And then we'll go look at the skyline. Come on. There it goes. Would love to see you play ice hockey when you stream live. Except I can't skate well at all. That's why I had to leave Canada in the first place. They kicked me out. I can't live here if you can't skate. That's the rule. Oh no. Oh no! I parked the bike, but because the battery is so low, it won't let me take it out. You've got to be fucking kidding me. So it tells me the battery is too low and the bike is out of service. That's comical. I'm gonna have to switch bikes. Oh my god. Sorry, this bike is in maintenance. Trees. Oh yeah, that's an L, that's for sure. That's a big L. Well, looks like I'm picking up an acoustic bicycle. There's any chance there's an e-bike around here? No chance in hell. Okay, well, we're gonna swap one bike over. Two bikes over, because that one's seat's all screwed up. I guess I deserved that. Trying to cheat the system and all. Question is, how am I going to do this without losing my stream? Best F to pay respects to the bike. Castardo, thanks for the €2. Sad trombone. Wah, 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 wah. Oh well. That's the joys of IRL streaming. If it was easy, it wouldn't be worth doing. Right? That's what I'll keep telling myself. So just give me a sec while I take the bag off. It's mostly set up now, so I think it's probably going to be okay. Maybe. Cables are all twisted around. Yeah, so here we are at Riverdale Park East. Yeah, East. We're on the east side. And there is a beautiful view of the city from here that I will show you if I ever get this set up again. And this is also the best tobogganing hill in the city. So hopefully we'll see some kids tobogganing. Oh yeah, there's lots out there, but the snow is not the greatest. There's not a huge amount of snow left. All right. Got the backpack off. Apologies if the stream cuts out. It will be back shortly. Is it possible to visit the park by bike? Yeah, it is. There are actually bike trails through it. I used to go that way to avoid, so that bridge we just took didn't used to have bike lane on it, and I used to go through the park to avoid it back in the day.
How are they ready?
Bike and it went out of service. That's too funny. You're getting a nice view of being bounced around, but I promise you the view will be worth it when we get to see the skyline over here at Riverdale Park East in Toronto. I wish I had something metal to stick this to. Is this metallic? Well, it's metallic. It's not ferromagnetic. Because then I could at least stop flopping you around while I do this. Okay, that goes down there. That goes right there. Look at that. Just need to find a place to put the modem so we can keep that sweet Canadian LTE service going. Okay. They do seem to have an interesting metal plate in the front for the camera. Unfortunately, it's not magnetic, so I have to wedge my mount inside. But it works reasonably well. Can't complain too much. A guy ambling by. I can help, but I notice you're talking to yourself, sir. That's right. Flores said, I'd always wondered why we don't have a bigger hockey culture in the Netherlands. I do wonder that too sometimes, because I'm like, you've got all the skaters. People love skating. And certainly like the Finns and the Swedes and the Norwegians have plenty of hockey. Okay. And my last step is I had to get my chat phone attached. This is all the nonsense I normally do before I stream, so you don't have to watch it. But you can already see part of the skyline there. Bring that down a little bit. It's quite pretty. What is your favorite kind of tea? My favorite kind of tea is Da Hong Pao, or Yunnan Gold Leaf. I order my tea from China because when I lived in Taiwan, I became a massive tea snob, so it has to be just right. Ice hockey is too fast for me. I have no idea what's going on most of the time. You know, it's funny. That's the case with Americans too. So when Fox Sports brought hockey to the United States, they used this technology to make the puck glow. It was blue when it was moving slowly and red when it was moving quickly. The Canadians found it to be the funniest thing. Maybe you could see an example on YouTube. It was really funny that the Americans needed the puck highlighted because they couldn't see it. Do you watch soccer, football? Nope. I don't watch any sports. It's not my thing. Hey, just one cable fell out here. I'm 98% finished. Looks like we're in good shape. Camera is still recording. And I'm about to switch to a good old acoustic bicycle. Because Bike Share had the last laugh when I tried to cheat their system. And they took the bike out of service. Come on, get in there. All right. When I see this mess of cables, I do sometimes wonder how this works at all. I know I've had a lot of technical issues over the years. Oh, Mrs. NJB, regarding the ramp. Oh yes, the ramp. The infamous ramp. So there is a ramp down this hill that bicycle and accessibility advocates were asking for years. Mrs. NJB provided a link there. This is the efforts that you have to go to get anything that isn't car infrastructure completed in this city. I mean, I'm glad it got done, but Jesus Christ, it should not be that difficult to get a ramp installed. And if it was a highway ramp, it would have been decided in seconds. Okay, I think tilt this back just a bit, and let's go see the skyline. Thanks for your patience, everyone. And I really wish that bike share bikes would charge. Well, they're plugged in. One small detail, I do actually have to take this bike share bike that I've moved to, and if it doesn't work, come on. Yeah, now we're in good shape. Thanks for your patience, everyone. That was kind of fun. Bit. Is that okay? I mean, it's a bit crooked, but back on the road, indeed. Cute and cuddly too. Okay, so Broadview, we're going south, and we get the view of the Toronto skyline. They've got benches set up here so that you can marvel at the concrete and glass beauty. Yeah, it's really kind of muddy and disgusting out here today. You can see some kids tobogganing on what's left of the snow. And here, let me just find a spot.
Separate, because they can't think like blackmail or
We are looking right into the sun, so I'm not sure what you're gonna see, but oh man, it is muddy and disgusting out here. There you go. And there is downtown Toronto. Classical being the penny farthing. Yeah, there you go. Electric, acoustic, and classical. So, highway there is the Don Valley Parkway. And it is the thing that made me realize when I came to Amsterdam that quiet asphalt is a thing. Because we're far from that highway, but you can really hear it. But yeah, this is the best view in Toronto, and it's incredible how much the skyline has changed in the last 20 years. It used to just be a few tall buildings over there by the CN Tower, and now it's this whole area just full of condos, because zoning doesn't make sense in North America. So that's the part that's zoned for taller buildings. And then literally right behind me is Riverdale, which is a beautiful neighborhood, but damn, it should have been densified years ago. Look at now, everything is single family homes and duplexes over here mostly. Now there's some apartment buildings. Sounds like you were right next to a highway. Well, yeah, there's the road right here, but you can hear that Don Valley Parkway. It's pretty loud. And when we lived here, like, you'd hear it at night. When everything else got quieter, you just hear the constant roar of that highway. It sucks. That should be a beautiful ravine. This park, like in the past, used to go all the way through into the ravine, but then they cut the highway through it in the 60s. All right, I'm gonna just pop the bike. These bike share bikes do have a kickstand, by the way, which I discovered after my stream dropped yesterday when I ran out of mobile data. Do they not have sound barriers in the Don Valley Parkway? No, they don't. And honestly, I find it so obnoxious. Yeah, sound barriers would go a long way to making this better. It really would. What would be even better is tear up that highway and put a nice rail line down it. Okay. Well, I lost my electric bike. I was almost out of batteries anyway. So now I'm gonna have to take my acoustic bike up the hill. Where are we, Bain? Yeah, all right. I'll go into Riverdale after these cars pass. And this bus. And these other cars. Come on, people. Distance to the highway is 270 meters. Holy crap. This is one of those days where there's no traffic, but there's just enough traffic that there isn't a good gap in traffic for me to walk across the road. All right, we'll head into Riverdale. So this neighborhood is where I used to live. Oh yeah, that's a bit different without the electric assist. I used to live here many years ago. I'm gonna straighten out that camera a bit. And I made a video about this place called Suburbs That Don't Suck, because Riverdale used to be a suburb. This is the way we used to build suburbs until we collectively forgot how to build a place as a society. And so many people failed to understand that video, which I suppose I shouldn't really have been surprised at, like YouTube. There's a lot of people who just don't get it. But so many people looked at that video and said, you know, Riverdale's not a suburb. It's in the middle of the city. I'm like, yes, but it used to be a suburb, and we should build things that way again. Other people who were slightly more clued in would say, Riverdale should have been densified years ago. That's a terrible example. And I would say, yes, that's not the point. The point is we should be building new suburbs this way. I think it's the first NBGB video you ever saw. Yeah, I like that video. But again, so many people missed the point. It was really kind of depressing. But I think enough people got it, so it was worth it. This is one of the elementary schools. I mean, this is a great neighborhood. They really should build suburbs this way. There's lots of elementary schools with, there's actually several within walking distance of this area. So kids, every kid is within walking distance to their school. The streets are relatively narrow. They've made them one-way streets. Traffic calming. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show you one of the steepest hills in Toronto, and I'm gonna try to go up it on this bike share bike. This will turn out to be a really dumb idea. So we came down the hill there at Broadview, and we came down a little bit more of a hill here as well to get to where we are here. This is a street called, oh my God, this bike share bike is clicking. Stop, don't fail on me now, bike share bike. So this road here is called Ingham. The Ingham Hill, baby, no, yeah. Hey, Mrs. NJV. And this is one of the steepest hills in Toronto. So that whole hill that we went down all goes up in one block right here. Let's see if I can make it to the top on a bike share bike. Come on, come on. The bike share bike's going click, click, click. That was fun. Well, a little winded, but I made it. All right. So yeah, this is a nice neighborhood. Which is why I made a video about it. It's nice and quiet today. Wheels on a Bike, thanks for the $5. Much appreciated. Pear character lifting some weights saying keep it up. Yeah, I thought Poplar Plains was bad. No, Ingham is definitely, if it's not the steepest hill in the city, it's definitely one of them. So most of these houses here are single family homes. Some of them are duplexes. But this is the kind of density that's good for, you know, like a suburb that's still quite walkable. Oh, here's an example of a duplex that fits really well into the neighborhood. Like this. And it can be yours for the low cost of $2 million. Hello, you had a good breakfast. Yeah. Indeed. That was a good breakfast. Okay, we're coming up to Withrow Park. No traffic coming though. Could use some, yeah. So this neighborhood is kind of built around this park. Like again, why don't we build suburbs this way? Every suburb should be like this. Built around a park, walkable. There's a high street of shops just down the road. This is a really nice place. This is how America looked before World War II. Exactly. This is how we used to build everything before World War II. This was built in the 1920s. What brought about this trip? Visiting family. Yeah, just Christmas. We booked this trip back in the summer. Had no idea that like COVID would still be a problem. So we haven't really seen anyone except family on this trip. There's a bike share dock. Also without any e-bikes. And here, I think I can go straight through, right? Yeah. The one trick with this neighborhood is you have to watch your one-way streets. Because the streets are all one way in opposing directions. Man, I'm gonna straighten that camera. In opposing directions. But because the laws are stupid here, bicyclists need to follow the same rules as cars, which is dumb as hell. It means that cyclists can't go to the wrong way down one-way streets in most of the neighborhood as well. Which makes no sense, but that's the way they do it here. Is there a way to fix this camera? All right, give me a second here. I'm not totally happy with the way this camera is mounted here. This is why I normally do this stuff before I get on stream. Oh, come on, you stupid thing. There, I'll put it down there. That's it. Now it's not in the way. That's better. Yeah, that's it. Good. I'm just going to turn around really quickly and show you. Is there a bike lane the other direction there? Yes. There's a Contraflow Lane. So on some streets, like this one, which is what street? Which is Sign is Missing Street. They have Contraflow lanes. Because you can only go the wrong way down a one-way street if they've like painted a lane there, which is the most frustrating thing. It should be able to do that on every street. They're more than wide enough. This is the way it goes in Canada. They just can't stop thinking of bicycles as the same as motor vehicles. But yeah, Contraflow should be the standard everywhere. Slesian, is that the name there? I agree with you. You shouldn't have to have it painted like this. I mean, you can to specify, you know, that it's a particularly good route or something like that, but you should never have to have a Contraflow lane. Bicycles should be able to go the wrong way down a one-way street always. They're only one way because of cars. Fuck off. All right, buddy. Strathcona Ave. Yeah, that's right. This is Strathcona Ave. The street sign was missing for some reason. And Strathcona Ave continues here as you cross Pape. It's a one-way street coming the opposite way, but then there's also a Contraflow Lane. Wow, it's in the... They kept parking on the right, so you're in the door zone, but at least you're allowed to go the wrong way down a one-way street. Yeah. So you can continue down here. It's in the dooring zone. I guess the one good thing about it is that because you're facing the opposite way that you normally would, that anybody sitting in a car can see you coming. You're not coming from behind them, but it's still dooring zone. Of course, they haven't plowed it or anything. They've just left it to melt, and this is okay right now, but if the temperature drops again, all of this slush will freeze and it'll be impossible to cycle along here. I don't understand why they didn't put the cars on the other side of the road. Probably because this is a high school on the left here, and there's a drop off here. Lots of cars drop off. I don't know, but like, Toronto does a lot of dumb things like this. I mean, at least there's a Contraflow Lane, I guess. Jesus, why are the police cars so massive? All the cars are massive here, man. Police cars are no exception. At least it's not the SUV police cars. At least the schools have nice bicycle parking. Yeah, well, they do in this neighborhood. That's not a common thing, but again, in here in Riverdale, it's a really nice neighborhood. This is the way they should be building all suburbs everywhere, all the time. But at some point, I'm going to have to get back up to the Danforth. I might ride through just a little bit more. If I remember correctly, I can get through here through a park. We'll just see a little bit more of the neighborhood before we go out to the main street. It is much nicer to ride through these streets than along the main road, even when there is bike infrastructure. Of course, that's because the bike infrastructure sucks, but this is all right. I need a little rest. Hey, Dave Edwards, you're around the corner from me. Hello. Hi, Dave. That's right, you live just around the corner here. Dave was actually the guy that filmed most of the shots of Riverdale for my Suburbs That Don't Suck video. So, much thanks to him. Yeah. You'd never know it, but this is where you're supposed to ride your bicycle. No signage or anything like that. I would take all the fun out of it. Sorry, I'm not looking at chat, I'm looking at this slush, making sure that I don't slip and slide. Are you wearing gloves? My hands literally die from bike. Yeah, as I said, I wear gloves as soon as it goes below 15 degrees because my hands get cold really easily. Anyway, goes up here. I've done this a few times, as you may have guessed. It's a stupid route, but this is the way I used to go before they had any bike infrastructure on the Danforth. Because to go east, it was super dangerous up there on the Strode. So you'd cut through these neighborhoods and parking lots like this. Uh-oh. My stream phone reset. That's interesting. I'm not going to be able to see chat for a while. Hopefully everything else is still up. Why did my stream phone reset? Yeah, give me a second. I'm going to log it back in. It's full battery. I don't know. Just didn't like it, I guess. $210 people. The Dark Ambassador. Hey, good to see you. Welcome to the Curious Crew. It's good to have you. I guess now's the point where we're supposed to say, welcome to beautiful sunny Toronto, Canada. We are cycling through some park that I don't know the name of on our way to Main Street. That is mimicking Bike Curious on Twitch, which you should all go follow. Bike Curious on Twitch. He's an excellent bicycle live streamer out of San Francisco, California. And he has a much better streaming setup than I do. Here is the Greenwood TTC yard, where the subways go when they're sleeping. You see that? There's a bunch of subways out there. That kind of sounded like Tom Scott. One of these days I'm going to do a Tom Scott spoof video. I was supposed to do a video for his guest video for his channel, but we just couldn't make the timing work. Quiet. The subways are sleeping. Yeah, when you come here in the evening, all the subways from line 1 are here. I like watching it actually as in the evening or in the morning when all the subways are coming through. It would be a good place for set up a time-lapse camera. Tom Scott. Yeah, I love Tom Scott too. Everyone loves Tom Scott. In my YouTube analytics, it says like other channels your viewers watch, and the #1 channel every single month is Tom Scott. I think there's the biggest overlap between my channel and Tom Scott than anyone else. It's just kind of funny. Gotta find yourself a red shirt first, yeah, and a gray hoodie. Because he either wears a red shirt or a gray hoodie. And I think if I made a joke, I would be standing out there in my red shirt and then I'd say, hey, it's cold out here, and then put the gray hoodie on. Oh my. I think I could pull off a convincing Tom Scott, given that I am also an old white guy with gray hair. Okay, this is Greenwood, and I am done snaking through the neighborhoods. I can keep going farther. There's a bunch of stuff. If I go down the hill to the right, there's an area, one of the very few modal filters in Toronto, where the road has been blocked to cars but not to cyclists. But I don't feel like going down there. I'm tired of riding through the windy streets of the neighborhoods and hitting every stop sign. I'd rather come out to the death-defying painted bike lanes with plastic sticks and hitting every red light. $229 people watching right now. That's a good number. It's usually under 200, I think, across both Twitch and YouTube. Did you see the new video from George Liu about Copenhagen? I did not, actually. I should watch that. It was good fun. And here we are out on the Danforth in our painted bicycle gutter. These lanes were put in for COVID, and they were recently just voted by City Council to become permanent. Maybe that means they'll be less shitty over time. Right now, it's all paint and planters and plastic sticks. But as I've said before, it's better than a kick in the ass with a frozen boot. Do a trick. Here's a trick. Cycle across the Danforth without being hit by a car. Nice of that car to move out of the bike lane before I came. That was good. Oh, I love this. T-junction, I still have to stop. Fucking stupid is this. The way this should be designed is it should be at curb level. The traffic light should be the left, and I should be able to go straight through the T-junction, yielding to pedestrians, but I shouldn't have to stop. Do you like nachos? Yes. Should open a Tim Hortons in the Netherlands. That's gross. Tim Hortons used to be good. It's absolute, complete and utter trash now. It has been for decades. How long do you stay in Toronto? Not much longer. I'm flying out soon. This is my last stream before I head back to the wonderful land of the Netherlands. Where life is wonderful all the time, except when there are COVID protests in Museumplein. What is Tim Hortons? It is a donut shop. They've gone on to sell other stuff. Tim Hortons was started by a hockey player in Canada many years ago, Tim Horton. And it became a Canadian icon. Tim Hortons stores would open everywhere. They would be in every tiny little town in the middle of nowhere. You could find a Tim Hortons. They would literally be like the meeting place for the town. Tim Hortons was famous throughout Canada. And then they were bought by an American conglomerate, and then another company out of South Africa, and South America rather, sorry, not South Africa. And they were squeezed for money. Quality went down. The same old story you've heard before. And now Tim Hortons is garbage. Is Dutch hard to learn? I didn't find it hard to learn. I find the hardest part with learning Dutch is trying to find Dutch people that would be willing to speak Dutch with you when they speak English so perfectly. But I paid a tutor to do that. Dutch was a hell of a lot easier to learn than Chinese, that's for sure. I still like my honey dip donut. Yeah, the thing is, Tim Hortons used to make their donuts in the store, fresh, and then to save money years ago, they started half baking the donuts off-site and then ship them in frozen, and then they basically heat them up, and they just do not taste as good at all as they used to when I was a kid. And I'm not just being a cranky old man there. They're just not as good. And some of their food nowadays is just inedible. Last time I was in a Tim Hortons, I literally could not finish my sandwich. It was just so awful. Thanks to NJB, I did try the frickin' brocha. Nice. Love them. Freeze-dried microwave donuts. That's it. That's the high quality you've come to expect from Tim Hortons. The thing that bugs me the most about Tim Hortons is that the company still tries to like leverage their whole, we're Canada, we're Canadian, you know, be patriotic, come to Tim Hortons. I mean, that might have been true in the 80s, but now there's nothing Canadian about Tim Hortons anymore. You might as well just go to Starbucks. Actually, if you want to go to a coffee shop that's Canadian, you can go to a Second Cup or a Coffee Time. Coffee Time donuts are alright. I mean, they're still kind of crappy donuts, but they're alright. Have you ever eaten a brocha? No. So it would be nice if, now that these bike lanes are going to be permanent, it would be nice if they could do something about them and make them less crappy. I mean, the curbs are a good help for sure. There's definitely way fewer cars in the bike lane than there used to be before those curbs were installed. But I just wish that Canada could get around, Toronto could get around to building curb level bicycle lanes. On one of my last stream a couple days ago, we saw some along Bloor Street that were designed reasonably well, a little narrow, but reasonably well. We need more of that. Are you collecting points on the app today? McDonald's drive-through. That's what every urban area needs, a McDonald's drive-through. Quality urbanism right there. Good use of land along a major corridor that has one of the few subway lines in the city. Maybe someday I'll come by and they'll bulldoze that. That would be an improvement. Such a colossal waste of land along a nice urban corridor like this. Okay. Sadly, McDonald's have better coffee than Tim Hortons these days. They do, yeah, it's true. McCafe was an initiative started by McDonald's to have decent coffee because McDonald's found that nobody liked their coffee because it was trash. So they started McCafe. They basically cloned Starbucks' idea, and their coffee is significantly better. Not that I'm a coffee drinker, but McCafe was so successful that they were even successful in Australia, where there's lots of coffee snobs, where Starbucks was not. I still don't condone shopping at McDonald's, but their coffee is better than it used to be. I'll give them that. I drink tea. Is Tim Hortons that bad? Yes. I can confidently say yes. I can also confidently say that I hate having to stop at these T intersections. As you get out here on the Danforth this far east, the land use becomes much more suburban. You can see where in the not so distant future this is very car centric. I mean, here's an auto service area. There are areas where the traditional buildings have been bulldozed and there's parking lots. This is a nice little park though here, East Lynn Park. I mean, it's no Riverdale Park, but it's a nice little local park. I think this is a City of Toronto fan park here. No, Powerline Plus. Power contractors parked in the bike lane. I mean, everywhere's got the plastic sticks in the curbs. And the one place that doesn't, you're almost guaranteed to have a car or truck parking it. That's the way it goes. There's a big Canadian tea company called David's Tea. That's right, yeah, David's Tea has lots of tea. Unfortunately, I am a tea snob and I will not shop at David's Tea because I only like full leaf, mostly Yunnan teas from China. It started in the suburbs. They noticed the drive-through people came for the food but had Tim Hortons coffee. That's correct. Yes, Mrs. NJB knows the story of McCafe. They noticed, McDonald's would notice that people would come through the drive-through in the morning and they would already have their Tim Hortons coffee. So these were clearly coffee drinkers who had gone to Tim Hortons first and then came to McDonald's, which is kind of crazy. And my stream phone just restarted again. What the heck? All right, well, I got no chat until it reboots. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with that. Admittedly, my stream phone is an old Android phone that was dying. The camera stopped working, and I thought, that's fine, I don't need a phone with a camera. And then I very quickly learned that everybody expects your phone to have a camera. So many apps are like, scan this QR, or upload a picture of your driver's license, or yeah, a phone with a camera is not a useful phone these days. So I use it as my stream phone. But apparently, it's getting stuck in reboot loops. So, as soon as I get to the top of this hill, I will log into my stream phone again. Actually, maybe not. Because I want to show you, this is Woodbine. They put bicycle lanes on here a few years ago. I'll just swing around and show you that while I log into my stream phone again. They put some fairly typical painted bicycle gutters here on Woodbine, some of it parking protected. They did that a few years ago. Nice to see, but like the infrastructure is really quite low quality. I'm not sure how much it gets used because I wouldn't really feel comfortable riding on Woodbine in traffic. Okay, logging back in, connecting. 262 people watching. The Woodbine bike lanes are pretty underwhelming for how much effort they took. Yes, in it. That's exactly the way I feel about them. I think it was a really big missed opportunity because then, this is the typical thing that happens in North America, right? Advocates fight and fight and fight for safe bike infrastructure. They compromise and build something shitty. Many fewer people use it because it's shitty. And then the shitty bike lanes with few people using them is used as reason not to build any more bike lanes. Anyway, I got a Ford F-150 coming up behind me. Good stuff. Okay, yeah, now something is just messed up. My stream phone just rebooted again. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at this phone. Maybe it's time for a new stream phone. Because this isn't gonna cut it. No, I'll wait for it to reboot. Oh well. It was a good Pixel 2 XL while it lasted. Sake. I'm gonna have to stop and log into it again. It has 76% battery. I don't know what's going on. It's been behaving itself previously in my rides, but okay. Anyway, we're almost done here. I'm gonna ride this out to the end of these bike lanes. This is similar to what I did in the summer ride, so maybe a little underwhelming, but you can see what it looks like when there's snow in it. They have come through here and plowed and salted, so it's actually not so bad. But the snow makes a narrow bike lane even narrower. So again, this is okay right now, but this would be pretty tough in rush hour when people are passing each other. But for now, this is okay, and I feel reasonably safe, separated from traffic by the parked cars. Now, intersections are another issue altogether, but it's not so bad. Plans to extend it further east, apparently. Yeah. I mean, the thing with Toronto is that the city is basically completely flat from east to west. Like, almost perfectly flat from east to west. There are the ravines, but there are bridges for that. And it's a real opportunity, I think. The city should build really, really safe, protected bicycle infrastructure from as far west as possible to as far east as possible. And I think that will bring in a lot of people who will start demanding better bike infrastructure. Stream phone just reset again. Yeah, it's officially dead. I'm gonna have to come up with a new solution for my next stream. But it's a good thing I'm almost done here. Apologies if I've missed your chat, especially if I miss a super chat. I'll go back and look when I stop. But my phone does not like this for some reason. Westlake. We're almost at the end of these lanes anyway. We're going to come up to Main Street, and then I think they end at a little street called Dawes. So I'll take this out to Dawes Road and park it, and then bid you farewell. It's nice to see the Danforth though, which was originally a street with a tram going down it. They removed the tram in the 60s, streetcar rather. They removed the streetcar in the 60s when they built the subway under here. Then it became a 5-lane strode, which really just ruined the street completely. But as there's more and more pressure on the Toronto housing market, especially for areas close to downtown like this, or relatively close, there's been a desire to improve the Danforth. And it's nice to see it being turned back into a street by narrowing the lanes, adding the bicycle lanes, widening the sidewalks. Danforth is not a road, it is a street, and it should be a street. It should not be a major thoroughfare for cars as its primary objective. All right, here we are at Main Street. Main Street is interesting. This is an area that really should be densified more over the next few years. It's got a subway station off to my left, a GO train station off to my right, a streetcar line that comes along here and terminates here. This is prime location for densification, built around transit. And I've got my chat back. So throw your chats in before my stream phone resets again. That's a large intersection. Yep, they're all pretty large. That's the thing that they really need to get on here. Now that they're starting to turn this back into a street, they're putting bicycle lanes, protected bicycle lanes, wider sidewalks. They need to start working on the intersections. They're just too big, and there needs to be protection on them. Dutch-style protected intersections. So hopefully that's the next step that comes here, but everything's slow and painful in this city. Come on, stream phone, stay alive. Thank you for the good wishes. We're almost at the end of this stream. Here you can see traditional development that was bulldozed years ago to build a Canadian Tire. Huge suburban style with behind this area here is a parking lot. I mean, at least the street has an entrance out to the shop has an entrance out to the street. How do we tackle safer streets in the suburbs north of the city? I don't know what the right answer to that is, but I think a lot of it is to turn some of those stroads into roads, get rid of all the driveways, separate bicycle routes completely from the car routes. I think that's what has to happen in the suburbs, but a lot of them are really, really tough to fix. Oh, there's a concrete curb that's been tipped on its side, and now there's a plastic stick in the bike lane. Fortunately, that Canadian Tire is being redeveloped. That's good news. All right, and here we come to the end of the bicycle lanes, and it's a free-for-all of vehicular cycling and loud cars. And there's our bike share dock, where I'm going to end this stream before I get hit by one of those loud cars. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Have you ever cycled along the Thames River Trail in London, Ontario? I mean, when I was a kid, yeah, but not since they've like improved it. I don't know, several people have asked me to cycle the Thames River Trail in London. I'm like, how the hell am I going to get there? What am I going to ride a bike on? They have no bike share there. Maybe someday. What road is this? This is the Danforth, the major road, and then this tiny street that I just turned down is Trent Avenue. Thanks for the stream, everybody. It was nice to see the okay and the bad here in Toronto today. I don't think we really saw any good. It's nice to see that Bloor Street is a little bit bigger, wider. It's nice to see that the Danforth has been made permanent, and hopefully that means it'll be a better design in the future. I am actually genuinely happy that Danforth is being turned back into a street, though. I know selfish suburban drivers will bitch and complain about it, that they can't drive as fast as they used to, but they can go fuck themselves. All right. Thanks, everybody. Mrs. NJB, are you ever worried for Jason in these rides? The answer to that is yes. Willem, thanks for the stream. Sorry if I missed any super chats. I really hope I didn't. I hate it when people donate money and then I miss their chat because of some technical glitch. Let me just take a quick scroll through here and make sure I didn't miss anybody's super chats. But thanks for coming, everybody. I can only go back so far. And the next stream will be somewhere in the Netherlands, because that's it for me. That's enough Toronto riding for 1 week. I made it out unscathed, so miracles can happen. I'm just waiting for this thing to load so I can shut down the stream. Come on, there we go. There's the stop button. Bye, everyone.